The world is home to places so dangerous they almost seem unreal. Some are extreme because of their harsh climates, others because of their treacherous landscapes, and a few because of events that have changed them forever. Each location is intriguing, captivating, and rich with stories, places that spark curiosity, but that few would dare to truly explore. So here are the 10 most dangerous places around the world. Let's start in Death Valley, California. A name like Death Valley isn't given lightly, and this place has earned it. This desert sits on the border of California and Nevada, and it's one of the hottest places on Earth. During the peak of summer, temperatures here can climb up to an incredible 134 degrees Fahrenheit. That kind of heat can make survival a real challenge. People underestimate just how intense it is, and dehydration can sneak up faster than you'd expect. When you're in Death Valley during the hottest part of the year, even the breeze offers no relief. It feels like standing in front of an open oven. But while people think of Death Valley as an oven, they often don't know that winter can be just as intense, but on the opposite side of the scale. Temperatures can drop to freezing levels, and the winds can make it feel even colder. Additionally, visitors might be caught off guard by flash floods. The mountains surrounding Death Valley can trap storm clouds, leading to sudden heavy rains that rush down the slopes without warning. This excess water has nowhere to go, sweeping across the desert floor and flooding areas that seemed completely dry just moments earlier. Death Valley embodies extremes, and being unprepared can quickly turn a visit into a survival situation. Leaving Death Valley, we head across the world to Ethiopia, to the Danakil Desert. This desert is often called one of the most inhospitable places on the planet, and with good reason. Located in northeastern Ethiopia, Danakil is part desert, part volcanic wasteland. Temperatures here can frequently surpass 122 degrees Fahrenheit, with a landscape marked by geysers, bubbling pools, and sulfur pits. The air often feels toxic due to gases released from sulfur and other minerals in the ground, creating potentially hazardous conditions for breathing over extended periods. The ground is splashed with bright yellows, greens, and oranges, giving it an alien look, as if you're walking across another planet. However, extreme heat isn't the only threat. The area is home to active volcanoes, with lava lakes close to the surface. Frequent earthquakes cause the ground to shift and crack, leading to even more toxic gas releases. Despite these harsh conditions, the Danakil Desert is inhabited by some of Ethiopia's most isolated communities, who have adapted to survive in this environment. While it's not for the faint-hearted, the desert's stark beauty and unique features have a way of drawing people in. Next, we're diving underwater to the Blue Hole in Egypt. Known as the Divers' Cemetery, the Blue Hole is located in the Red Sea, off the coast of Dahab. This sinkhole drops down nearly 400 feet into the sea. Thousands of divers come here each year, attracted by its stunning marine life and the thrill of exploring the deep. But diving here comes with serious risks, especially when attempting to swim through the Arch, an underwater tunnel that leads out to the open sea. It's not the Blue Hole itself that's especially dangerous, but the disorienting effects of the Arch. Divers can lose their sense of direction easily, and the depth brings the risk of nitrogen narcosis, which can impair a diver's judgment. Each year, divers come to test their limits, and sadly, some don't make it back. Memorial signs along the cliffs of the Blue Hole stand as silent reminders of those who have lost their lives here. It's a reminder that while the sea may look inviting, the challenges it presents can be as unforgiving as any desert or mountain. Now, from the ocean depths, we go sky-high to Annapurna in Nepal. Rising over 26,500 feet into the sky, Annapurna is the 10th highest mountain in the world. But it has a reputation that goes beyond its height. Annapurna has one of the highest fatality rates of any mountain, around 32%. For every 3 climbers who summit and return, 1 does not make it back. This is a place that only the most experienced mountaineers attempt, and even they face serious risks. Avalanches are a constant threat, triggered by the steepness of the mountain's faces and the unstable layers of snow. The remote location of Annapurna makes it even more dangerous. Getting help here is extremely difficult, and rescue operations are limited by both the harsh conditions and the altitude. Despite the dangers, Annapurna still draws climbers who are driven by the challenge of taking on one of the most dangerous climbs in the world. It shows that while mountains offer beauty and adventure, they also command respect. And sometimes, even the most skilled climbers pay the ultimate price. On to Bolivia, to a place that will make even the most experienced driver think twice. Yungas Road, often referred to as Death Road. This road, carved into the cliffs of the Andes, is barely wide enough for a single vehicle in places, with drops of over 2,000 feet just inches away. It's a narrow, winding path that clings to the mountainside, and one wrong turn can lead to a terrifying plunge into the abyss below. Rain and fog often cloak the road, making it slippery and reducing visibility to just a few feet. Landslides are a regular occurrence here, with loose rocks tumbling down the cliffs, adding another layer of danger. Crosses and temporary memorials are placed along the roadside, each one representing a life lost on this dangerous route. Despite the obvious risks, Yungas Road has gained notoriety as a popular destination for thrill-seeking cyclists. Adventurous souls come from around the globe to conquer its winding path, viewing it as a rite of passage or a personal challenge. The exhilarating descent, the rush of adrenaline, and the stunning views attract many who are looking for an unforgettable experience. Local buses and trucks also brave the road regularly, despite the dangers, as it is one of the few routes connecting isolated communities to the outside world. For many locals, the road is a lifeline, connecting them to essential services and supplies. However, every trip demands careful attention, as one wrong move can lead to a lethal fall. Next, we head to Lake Natron in Tanzania. From a distance, Lake Natron looks striking, its waters sometimes appearing a deep red due to the high concentration of minerals and salt. The colors shift depending on the time of day and sunlight, creating a mesmerizing view that draws in unsuspecting visitors. But this is not a lake where you'd want to take a swim. The water has a pH of over 10.5, making it so caustic that it can burn the skin and eyes of any animal not adapted to it. Birds that mistake the lake for a safe landing spot can become trapped, their bodies calcifying in the mineral-rich waters. Yet, there's one exception: lesser flamingos. These birds have adapted to thrive in this harsh environment, using Lake Natron as a breeding ground. They build nests on the islands formed by salt deposits, finding safety in the caustic waters that keep most predators at bay. These birds filter feed on the algae that thrive in the alkaline water, and their unique adaptations allow them to flourish where others cannot. Lake Natron is an ecosystem that showcases nature's resilience, hostile to most, but a haven for those equipped to survive. It's a striking reminder of life's ability to endure even in the most extreme conditions, where beauty and danger exist side by side. Now we head to one of the most infamous locations in modern history, the Chernobyl Exclusion Zone in Ukraine. In 1986, a nuclear reactor explosion released massive amounts of radioactive material into the air, forcing the evacuation of the area surrounding the Chernobyl nuclear power plant. This created a ghost town, a haunting reminder of a disaster that changed lives forever. The exclusion zone spans about 1,000 square miles, a place frozen in time, filled with abandoned buildings and overgrown streets, where nature has slowly begun to reclaim its territory. Radiation levels remain high, and certain areas within the zone can still deliver lethal doses, making it a perilous place to explore. Yet, the lack of human activity has allowed wildlife to thrive in ways few could have imagined. Wolves, deer, wild horses, and other animals have moved back in, creating one of the densest wildlife populations in Eastern Europe. This has turned Chernobyl into an unlikely wildlife sanctuary, reminding us that even in the face of destruction, nature finds a way. Onward to Mount Merapi in Indonesia, a volcano known for being the most active in a country that's already home to over 120 active volcanoes. Globally, it ranks among the most active, erupting frequently and with significant force. When it goes off, it's not just ash and lava. It's deadly pyroclastic flows, superheated gas, and rocks racing down the slopes, destroying everything in their way. And yet, villages still cling to Merapi's slopes. Why? because the volcanic soil is incredibly fertile, and for generations, people have relied on it to grow their crops. Living near Merapi is a gamble, but for many locals, it's a risk worth taking. Merapi is more than just a natural landmark. It is an integral part of the local culture. People perform rituals to honor the mountain, viewing it as both a protector and a threat. Despite the constant risk of eruption, the volcano draws visitors who are captivated by its raw power. Standing close to Merapi and witnessing the smoke curling from its peak makes you feel the earth alive beneath your feet. It is a place of beauty and reverence, where people coexist with one of nature's most powerful forces while fully aware of the risks involved. Next, we turn our attention to Kjeragbolten in Norway, a massive boulder wedged between two cliffs, with a drop of nearly 3,300 feet to the valley floor below. Kjeragbolten is not just a rock, it's a test of courage and a bucket list experience for many. People come from all over to stand on it, looking over the edge and feeling a rush of thrill and fear. The rock itself is surprisingly sturdy, but standing on it, surrounded only by air and sky, is a heart-pounding experience like no other. While the boulder is secure, the cliffs around it attract base jumpers, where the real danger lies. Over the years, several jumpers have tragically lost their lives here, reminding visitors of the risks associated with extreme sports. Despite this, the site remains a magnet for adventure seekers, drawn to the adrenaline rush. Many visitors to Kjeragbolten find that it offers more than just excitement. It provides a chance to face their fears in a beautiful setting that feels both wild and timeless. Standing on the rock allows you to take in the breathtaking view of the fjord, making it a moment you won't forget. Finally, we head to the Siberian Taiga in Russia, an enormous forest that covers more land than the entire Amazon. This is one of the coldest and most isolated places on Earth. In winter, temperatures can drop below -58 degrees Fahrenheit, and snow covers everything in sight. Life here is incredibly tough, with survival at the center of every creature's existence. Siberian tigers roam these woods alongside bears, wolves, and other animals, all adapted to endure the harsh conditions of this wilderness. For humans, the taiga is unforgiving. It's easy to get lost in the endless expanse of trees, and with such low temperatures, being stranded can mean fighting the elements with little chance of rescue. Here, survival is not guaranteed. It is earned. Only those who understand the forest's rhythms and move carefully, prepared for anything, can handle the challenges of the taiga. This land demands respect. It is a place of absolute silence, where the vastness humbles you, and where nature displays an untamed beauty and power that few places on Earth can match. These locations remind us of the Earth's raw power, each presenting unique dangers that require caution. From the blazing heat of deserts to the heights of mountains, and from nuclear zones to volcanic slopes, these places showcase the extreme beauty of our planet and the risks that come with it. If you enjoyed this look at some of the most dangerous places on Earth, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more adventures from around the world.